Our top story at 4. Even though music director A R Rahman gave an extremely dignified response on Facebook to the fatwa that was issued against him by a cleric for composing music for an Iranian film, the controversy does not seem to die down, and the latest leaders of the VHP have come out in support of the VHP's idea of, believe it or not, a Ghar-Wapsi for Rahman. Rahman, originally a Hindu, had converted to Islam in 1989 and changed his name from Dilip Kumar to Rahman.
इस्लाम कबूल करने वाले ऐसे कई लोगों से भी मैं विनती करना चाहता हूं कि आइए आपको हम घर वापसी करेंगे, और जितना मर्यादा आपको हिंदू धर्म में जितनी मान मर्यादा मिलती है वो किसी और धर्म में नहीं मिलती है। और मैं बहुत खुश हूं कि ए आर रहमान जी भी इस विषय पर विचार कर रहे हैं, और मैं वीएचपी के सभी अधिकारी गणों से भी मैं ये विनती करना चाहता हूं कि ए आर रहमान जैसे ऐसे कई अनेक लोग हैं जो मजबूरन इस्लाम कबूल करने के बाद में वहाँ एक घुटन सी महसूस कर रहे हैं, उनको भी लाने का प्रयास करें, और पूरा का पूरा हमारे जैसे लोग भी हम आपको पूरा सहयोग देंगे।
A shocking statement there by a BJP leader saying that a Ghar-Wapsi should be organized for A R Rahman. We have our editor South Sri Sudhir with us on the phone line. Sudhir, a shocking statement there coming in from a BJP leader. Has the High Command even tried to distance itself from this?
Well, nothing of the sort. In fact, he's a BJP MLA from Hyderabad city, known to be close to the VHP, and for him to actually come out and make a comment saying that he supports the VHP suggestion that A R Rahman should do a Ghar-Wapsi, and not just A R Rahman but many other people who are, according to him, feeling suffocated in Islam should also be coerced to do a Ghar-Wapsi. So in a sense, the BJP supporting what the VHP has said, and in a sense not allowing this controversy to die down. Remember, it was only a few days back that a Muslim cleric in Mumbai had issued a fatwa against A R Rahman, and he had given a very dignified response on Facebook, not really wanting to make it into a further controversy. But now the other side, the VHP, going on the aggressive and saying that A R Rahman, there should be a Ghar-Wapsi for A R Rahman, who had converted to Islam for personal reasons in 1989.
Right, and Sudhir, what's most surprising is that these statements come in the light of against the backdrop of demands for that movie, for a ban to be imposed on a movie that's been made in the life of the Prophet, for which A R Rahman has given music.
Well, yes, A R Rahman has very clearly mentioned that he was only involved in composing the music for the Iranian film, and he had neither produced nor directed, so his role really ended with composing the music for the film, and he really did not have anything more to do with that. But the manner in which many of these people are taking on the role of cultural policing, we saw what happened with Rajnikant, where again the BJP leaders, along with leaders of Hindu fringe groups, had suggested that Rajnikant should not play the role of Tipu Sultan, which was sought to be made by a Kannada producer in Karnataka. So in a sense, trying to control the the living legends of Indian cinema, both of them coming from Chennai, A R Rahman and Rajnikant, and obviously this has not really gone down very well with the film industry. Yesterday we saw actor Prakash Raj coming out in support, saying that this kind of banning and trying to control different people by these kind of fringe groups is really not going to lead us anywhere.
So please stay with us. So we also have Congress spokesperson Tom Vadakam, who's with us on the phone line. Tom Vadakam, how do you react to this shocking statement that's come in from a BJP MLA from Hyderabad, saying that a Ghar-Wapsi should be organized for music composer A R Rahman, who had converted to Islam in 1989?
Sini, let me put this on record. Music is universal. It is not bound by the boundaries of any religion, caste or community. It is a universal communication which touches the soul. If these gentlemen, either from the both sects or both the religion, if they don't understand the universality of music and of the artist, then it's a sad day for India. The other thing I want to mention at this point, there was a mention about actors being directed not to act in this film or the other. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this Ghar-Wapsi the agenda of the Bharatiya Janata Party? Is secularism gone out of control? And these are the elements who are going to control and ban
Right, but Tom Wadakam, what we're seeing is our extreme reactions from both ends of the spectrum. On one hand, we have a Muslim cleric issuing a fatwa against the music composer because he provided music to a controversial movie. On the other hand, you have VHP and the BJP demanding a Ghar-Wapsi for him. Both are to be criticized equally here.
I personally would think both of them are irresponsible. When I use the word, music is universal. I'm very candid. Whether it is the fatwa or the elements from the VHP or the BJP, they are both condemnable. They cannot control the minds of this country, culture of this country, and this kind of censoring of actors, creative activity. And what you eat, what you drink, I think you have stepped down to the lowest level that any country can get to.
Tom Wadakam, thanks so much for speaking to India Today. Tom Wadakam, they're saying that it's extremely sad that a music composer, a celebrated music composer, is being treated in this manner by right-wing extremists. A Muslim cleric had issued a fatwa against A R Rahman earlier this week for providing music to a controversial movie made by an Iranian filmmaker on the life of Prophet Muhammad. We're also seeing controversial statements by VHP and BJP leaders who are demanding a Ghar-Wapsi for A R Rahman. We're also getting in a reaction from Mufti Muhammad Mirajuddin. Let's take a look.
उनके नाम से हमारे मुल्क का भी तारुफ है, तो ऐसी शख्सियतों पर ऐसे बातें करना और उनको घर वापसी के लिए कहना, ये सिर्फ़ और सिर्फ इस मुल्क में एक फसाद की फ़िज़ा को फैलाना और लोगों को बदसन करना ये है। अगर वाकई इस मामले में ये फ़ाशिस्ट ताकतें, जिसका नाम बीजेपी है, विश्व हिंदू परिषद है, बजरंग दल है, आरएसएस है, जो उसका फाउंडर है, इनको वाकई अगर सीरियस हैं ये लोग घर वापसी में, तो ठीक है, आप शुरू करिए काम। आपके पास सबसे पहले नंबर पर शाहनवाज हुसैन मौजूद है, आपके पास मुख्तार अब्बास नकवी मौजूद है, उनको ले जाइए, उनका शुद्धिकरण करिए।
Now, earlier in the day, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad had attacked the music composer. This after a fatwa was issued against him, which was rejected by A R Rahman. The functionary of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad had said that A R Rahman should reconvert to Hinduism, saying it was time for his Ghar-Wapsi. VHP leader Surendra Jain had said that they would not only welcome him with open arms, but also ensure that no harm is done to him. Dear Sudhir, our editor South is with us live from Hyderabad. Sudhir, we're seeing extreme reactions from the BJP and the VHP, but this of course follows that fatwa that was issued against the music composer. When you have somebody from the Jamaat Ulema-e-Hind saying, or Jamaat Islami saying that these kind of statements from the VHP and the BJP are deplorable, they also need to sort of focus on that fatwa that's been issued against him for providing music to a film.
Absolutely. This is what is, both parties are indulging in selective criticism. Both are actually taking on the portions which suits them and which is convenient to them to criticize and take on the other side. So in this case, the Muslim cleric does conveniently ignores the fact that a fatwa was first issued against A R Rahman, and that is what really led to this controversy. And he goes on to criticize the Hindu groups, including the BJP and the VHP, whereas the other side wants A R Rahman to quit Islam and embrace Hinduism. So in a sense, not dealing with A R Rahman as a celebrated music composer, one of the best that this country has produced in recent years, but going on to talk about his religion and in extremely bad taste and in something which really should not concern them, because religion, as A R Rahman has pointed out in many of his interviews, is something which is an extremely personal experience, and even when he composes music, it's a very spiritual experience for him. So these people, both from the BJP, VHP side, as well as the people who are issuing fatwas and taking on this controversial issue at this point in time, are only insulting someone of Rahman's stature by indulging in this kind of talk.
You're absolutely right. Selective criticism from both sides. So he's stay on with us. In the last 4 days, we've seen two disturbing developments, both concerning two icons of Indian cinema, Rajinikanth and A R Rahman, both becoming victims of cultural policing. Rajni was also told not to act in a movie on the life of Tipu Sultan by BJP leaders who argued he was anti-Tamil and anti-Hindu, and a Muslim cleric issued a fatwa against Rahman for composing music for an Iranian film. A R Rahman has composed music for an Iranian film titled Muhammad Messenger of God, after which a Mumbai-based group Raza Academy objected to the film and issued a fatwa against Rahman, saying that the movie is against Islam. In his defense, Rahman had posted on Facebook saying that he had decided to compose music in good faith. The music composer said he had no intention of causing hurt. The fatwa against Rahman has triggered outrage. Of course, some Muslim clerics are speaking in favor of the anti-Rahman diktat as well.
It's very important to be able to accept different point of view. If we get very restrictive in life about what can and can't be done, then it becomes a very, you're creating situations for frustration. You're creating situations where people are going to feel suppressed. And yes, sometimes as a creative person, you do feel like there is so much pressure. Like even when we come out to an event or anywhere, there's this feeling of having the need to be overtly careful all the time. Because people are just waiting to find an excuse to go out there and say, hey, see what he did. The fact is that we're all human and we should all be a little more accepting of creativity. And I feel like let the people decide what they feel is good and what isn't. Because we are here for the audience.
Our editor South T.S. Sudhir is with us live from Hyderabad. Sudhir, there are two instances that we've seen over the last 2 days. Rajinikanth and A R Rahman both being targeted by extremist groups. Rajinikanth, of course, being asked by BJP leaders to not act in a movie which depicts the life of Tipu Sultan because BJP leaders believe that he was anti-Tamil and anti-Hindu.
Absolutely, and in fact it's extremely ironic because the film hasn't really even been written at this point in time. The story, the screenplay has not even been written on the life and times of Tipu Sultan, and even before that the BJP leaders, the VHP, the Hindu Munani groups have actually come out in the open asking Rajinikanth not to take on this film. In fact, even to the Kannada producer, Mr. Kenny, he has only expressed a desire saying that a film on the life and times of Tipu Sultan could be a good idea. But given the fact that these people are actually trying to decide on what these major legends of Indian cinema should do is definitely not in good taste. And that is something, as Shahid Kapoor was pointing out in that media interaction, is really stifling creativity to a large extent because people now will be extremely careful and wary of the kind of projects that they choose to do. And someone like Rahman, who has been a very non-controversial figure largely, to be drawn to a controversy like this wherein someone is actually questioning his religion and his practice of a particular religion is definitely in extremely bad taste.
Absolutely, the entire controversy in bad taste. A R Rahman being personally targeted, his religious beliefs being questioned, a fatwa against him for composing music for a movie, and now BJP and VHP leaders asking for a Ghar-Wapsi. Thanks so much, Sudhir, for those updates. We're going to keep coming back to you for more reactions.